Hi, my name's Jeremy and I wanted to shoot you this quick video to show you inside my Jonny Blockchain account. So here I am on the My Portfolio page. Now this My Portfolio page is much more than just my portfolio of cryptocurrencies. I can get a lot of information from here about trades, where the best place to liquidate a particular currency, and really to manage all my currencies all in one place without me having to log into all the different exchanges. So these are the exchanges that I've got connected to Jonny Blockchain. I've got Bbox, Binance, Bitfinex, Bitrue, Bittrex, BW, Sexio, Coinbase, Coinsbank, CoinTiger, Eximo, HitBTC, Indidodax, I don't know how you pronounce that, Kraken, KuCoin, Liquid, Livecoin, OKCoin, OKX, Payee, and Yobit. Now, I don't really use all of these exchanges that much, but I have found that there is certain exchanges that I use quite often, and I'll show you what those are in a moment. This next tab is my external wallets. This is where I keep cryptocurrencies that are not on an exchange, because I don't think exchanges are safe to keep your assets. So I keep the bulk of my assets on an external wallet, and I've got various external wallets. So if I come up now to the menu item at the top here that says trade, and I want to take you down to my roots because I want to show you the trades that I've done recently, the winnings as well as the losses. So today is the 27th of February in the morning here in the UK, and I haven't done any trades today. And these are trades that I started yesterday. Okay, so as you can see there, I've got a 219% ROI, a 1.7. I've got a trade that's lost there, because what you must understand when trading is that it's not guaranteed that you're going to win every time. Okay. But I'm not doing the type of trading where I'm relying on charts and price predictions. I'm mainly doing arbitrage, where you're buying an asset in one market and selling it in another market at a higher price. And that's why I get so many good returns. And so I've got a 6.7, a 6.5. I've got this type of trade here is where I've just, well, let me show you. What I wanted is I wanted to have some euros. So what I did was I sold some Ethereum for euros, and there's no profit to be made there because it's all done on the same exchange, HitBTC. Sorry, in this case, Binance. So the trade is just complete. So I've got a 3.6, another trade where I wanted to exchange one coin for another. No profit to be made, just a straight swap. Another profit there, 6.5. A straight swap. This was a manual trade that I did. That's why it's not showing any green button there to say that I've lost or won, so to speak. 2.5, 3.6. This trade was actually stopped by the robot because started the trade, and when it was in the process of doing the trade, if I just show you, it's all, more or less straight away at number one there, it saw that the profit had gone and the prices had changed, so it stopped the trade for me, which is great because we got our profit checker in place. Let me refresh the screen, sorry. So I've got a 384.4% ROI. I've got a 84.6 loss. That's probably the biggest loss I've ever had with the system. A 293.6 trade there. Then I've got a series of swaps where I did some coin swaps, another trade there where it was a 1.4 ROI, another series of swapping coins for one coin for another or one currency for another, 100.6, another swap there, a 163.5, another swap, a 351, another couple of swaps, a 2.3, a 4.1, a 4.4, a 1.7. So as you can see, that out of all my trades that I've done, I've got a couple of losing trades. I use the system a lot for swapping coins. I've got another loss there, so that's 3 losses out of the trades that I've done so far. So going down, as you see, I'm swapping coins there because I get a lot of airdrops. Okay, I get a lot of airdrops. I get a lot of free coins. And I get coins that I don't necessarily want, so I tend to swap them. I've got a massive ROI there on a coin there, 3,028%. Now, you may be looking at the screen saying to yourself, well, is it possible to get these big ROIs on coins? Well, of course it is, because we're using different exchanges. We're not making the prices up. We don't make the trade. What our system does is it goes and looks at all the exchanges that we connect to via public API keys, and it brings back the prices of, say, Bitcoin on one exchange compared to another, or Bitcoin with Ethereum, or Bitcoin with Litecoin, or Litecoin with Tron. You know, it looks at all the pairs, it analyzes all the data, and as you see, the screen keeps refreshing every 2 minutes here, so we're constantly refreshing the data. Okay, so as you can see there's lots and lots of winning trades. I love the swap coin tool that we've got, the currency tool, and if I go down further, look, it's just fantastic for me. Okay, fantastic that I'm getting all these trades, and if you see here, I'm only halfway down the screen, so I'm not going to go all the way down the screen because you're probably going to get bored. But I want to take you over to the arbitrage section, and I'm going to click on here to find best trades. Now, on the best trades, we've got our fiat routes, which is where it starts with a fiat currency as the base coin, okay, or the base currency. Then we've got crypto one way. So I'll just quickly tell you that a crypto one way starts with a cryptocurrency, but we call it the one way is because the base coin, which is this coin on the left, cannot be withdrawn from the second exchange. Okay, then you've got the crypto circulars. Now, in most cases, these coins this base coin can be withdrawn out of the second exchange. So that's why we call it a crypto circular, because there is a chance if the trade is still available, you may be able to rinse and repeat and do the trade many times over. But coming over to the fiat tab here, I just want to talk you through quickly. You've got the coin down the side, or the currency down the side, and that's the same on all the tabs. You've got the currency down the side, and we refer that to as the base currency. Okay, so if I'm looking here, I've got the dollar. Okay, now what it's telling me is that I need the dollar on this first exchange. There's two exchanges. You've got a list of exchanges in this column here, and you've got a list of exchanges in this column here. So basically what you'd be doing with this particular trade is you'd need to have dollars on this first exchange. So if I was trading with the Korean won, I'd need to have it on this exchange. So the base coin has to be on the first exchange. Obviously, if you don't have that coin on that exchange, then you cannot carry out the trade. Now, what would happen is that with this particular trade, you would use your dollars, or the system would use your dollars, depending on whether you're going to get the robot to do it. But the system would use your dollars to buy another coin. So what I'm going to do, look, I'm going to get the manual route here. I'm just going to buy the manual route just to show you. Okay, so I'll click buy, agree to the terms and conditions, move over to here. Now I'm going to go over to my route screen just to show you what a trade looks like. Now, these ones with these where they've got this green button or this red button is done by the robot. Okay, the robot did, I would say, 90% of the trade. There's a little bit of the trading, which I'll show you in a minute, that you would have to do yourself. But this route I bought here would never ever see a profit or loss button at the end here, because you're doing it manually and our system wouldn't know what your profit is. But let me just have a show you of what this means for the fiat currency. So basically, on Coinbase Pro, you would have dollars, and you would need to buy Ethereum. So exchange your dollars for Ethereum. Then you would send your Ethereum that you've just purchased from Coinbase Pro over to Livecoin. And then when it arrives at Livecoin, you would sell your Ethereum back into dollars, and you should end up with more dollars on Livecoin than what you started with on Coinbase Pro. So that's the basics of a trade. Now, if I show you a trade where the robot does the work, so this particular trade is what's called a true arbitrage. Okay, so what the robot did here is I needed to have this man coin sitting on Bitfinex and to start the trade, but because I also had Ethereum sitting on KuCoin, then there was no withdrawing. So what the robot did, Okay, now this was 100% automated. I never had to do any of this. I never had to log in to Bitfinex. I never had to log in to KuCoin. Okay, the robot, as soon as I asked the robot to start, it just immediately started the trade, and it did the first part of the trade. Now what it did is it exchanged my man coin that I had for Ethereum on Bitfinex, or it bought Ethereum with this man coin. I like to say exchange. So it exchanged this coin for this coin, okay, on Bitfinex. And then once that trade was complete, this number one went to that dark blue. Then the robot would check, because there's a profit checker in place, to see if it's still profitable. And if it is, it would execute the next part of the trade, which would be on KuCoin, would be to sell the Ethereum or exchange the Ethereum back for man. And at the end of the trade, I would end up with more man than what I started with. Okay, so as you look down here, I started with 143 man. And if I click on this button here, it shows you I started with 143 man and I ended up with 458. Now you may be thinking to yourself, well, what's the point of having this coin? Well, this coin I got in an airdrop some time ago. I've had this coin for some time. I trade it on many exchanges. But what I'm looking to do is to build this up to a reasonable number, and then I will exchange it either for Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Electronium, because they're the three coins that I like to collect. Sorry. So let's see if I can find you one that's done by where I've had to do the withdrawing. No, again, that's a real arbitrage. What was this one? No, that was a real arbitrage. And you see this one that was lost. Okay, so if I show you the root details, because you're probably wondering why the profit checker never kicked in. Well, it did this first part of the trade and there was a profit. It started this second part, it placed in the order into the order book, and then time the order got executed, the price had changed. So that's why I got a loss, okay? But the order was already committed and already partly filled, so the robot just let it carry it out and didn't stop the trade. So let's see if I can find you a trade where I actually did some withdrawing, because I tend to do what's called true arbitrages rather than ones where I think I've got some right down the bottom here. Let's just go down here. Let's just see how this one is. No, let's try this one. What I'm looking to find you one is where I actually did the physical withdrawing myself. But most of my trades, I tend to do the true arbitrage. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, so look at this. So this is a trade where I had to do some withdrawing. So basically, on the on Livecoin, the first exchange in the list, I started with this token here, the QKC. Okay, and on Livecoin, the robot exchanged that for Bitcoin or bought Bitcoin with it. Then the robot stopped there, and it gave me instructions that I needed to now withdraw the Bitcoin from Livecoin and send it over to BitTrue. Once I tell the robot, that I've done it, and what the robot does then is it keeps checking BitTrue to see if the Bitcoin arrived. And once it does, the robot will then do the third part of the trade. So it will exchange my Bitcoin back for QKC coin, and I should end up with more of this coin than what I started with. And if you look here, I started with 414. So if I just close that and click on here, because this is a massive return. And again, so look, I started with 414 of those coins, and the robot made me 12,956. So it's a lot of coins. And again, this coin doesn't have a great value. There's not a great deal of money being made here. But the point is if I've only got this many coins and I want to, sell them for dollars, then obviously I'd rather have this many coins to sell them for dollars. So what I will do is I hang on to these coins and I wait to see of another trade. So slowly, I will build this coin up till I get to a big enough number that I feel it's worth it for me to actually, to exchange them either for Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Electronium, because as I said earlier, that's the three coins that I like to collect. Okay, so that's how Jonny Blockchain's worked for me. And every trading comes with its risks. Nothing's going to be 100%. Okay, but what we're doing here with this type of trading, we're doing arbitrage. Okay, arbitrage trading. And if you're not familiar with arbitrage, it's very simple. Imagine you bought an ice cream for $1 you know, at the wholesalers, and then you took that to the local fair and you sold it for $2. You know, that same ice cream cost you $1. You sold it for $2, so you've made a profit of $1, and that's because you're buying in one location or in one market and you're selling in another. So you're, with this type of trading, arbitrage, we're not relying on charts to go up and down. Okay, we don't care whether the price of Bitcoin goes up or goes down. We don't care if any coin goes up or down. We're not predicting the future. What we're doing is we're looking at all the exchanges out there, and we're analysing the data and then seeing if we can find an opportunity to do arbitrage trading. So that's basically what the type of trading that Jonny Blockchain does. So I hope that gives you a good understanding of how Jonny Blockchain is working. And I'll see you in another video. You have an amazing day now. Bye now. Make sure you subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button below the video. And once you've done that, remember to click on the bell icon. This will make sure that you get notified when I upload a new video. You have an amazing day, and I'll see you in another video. Bye now.